So it would appear, guys, that if I use audio and video simultaneously at this juncture, that it will essentially disable me from having a good mix of the two, just because of the quality of equipment I'm currently using. So I'm just gonna blank this video out after it's done, and it's just gonna be a black screen. Maybe I might put a picture there. It's probably gonna be a black screen. It'll be just designed for closing your eyes and relaxing, which I think is probably a solid 80% of what's done with ASMR videos anyway. It is obviously not binaural. If you had headphones in, you would know that by now anyway, probably. I'm going to try whispering exclusively because it didn't sound half bad on my last video. I'm going to use some of the same objects, some different ones. I think I'm going to start out, though, with battery versus can. And I'm also going to try and rant this whole time to kind of get myself engaged with the situation. Now I'm going to ask, if you've watched even this far, please like, share, comment, dislike even. You couldn't see it, but I just raised my hands for emphasis. I really want to make a device, an ASMR device. We're switching to plastic, by the way. It's just a little piece of plastic. It would be something that you get a cord held in. But I want to make a device, and I need money to research and figure out what makes ASMR tick. I feel a lot of it might be connected to the noise disorder kind of thing, misophonia, which is essentially a hatred of certain noises. I have it to an extent. My sister has it worse than me, but basically it means like you hate when people are tapping, you hate when people are eating loudly. But with ASMR it's different, and I think it's because of the control factor. In ASMR you have the ability to control exactly what you're hearing and what you're not hearing. And I think that maybe for certain A-type personalities, and potentially even B-type personalities with defiant tendencies, would really enjoy that kind of magic. Just gonna slosh some water around at this point. See, for me, ASMR was always triggered by getting my hair cut and infomercials. Couldn't tell you why infomercials. I hate infomercials, but when I was trying to fall asleep and that was the only thing that was on and I knew I could change it, I don't know why. It was okay with me. But we're gonna move on to another set of objects. So always enjoyed typing. I've always enjoyed computers. I've had access to computers since I was 6. I had my first one when I was 5. So they've been kind of an integral part of my life, honestly. The next noise I think we're going to go with is going to be that cupcake tin again. Just give you a little bit of shaking, maybe only for a couple of seconds. If you can guess what this is, I will be super surprised. And an interesting thing, a trait that a favorite ASMR artist of mine noted was that when you tap through an object, it tends to make, I don't necessarily want to say better, because better is exceptionally quantifiable, but I think it makes a deeper sound when you tap through an object rather than the trebly kind of sound coming right off of it. So I'm going to do 4 different sounds. One tapping through a bottle with a little bit of water, one tapping against a bottle with a little bit of water, and the same 2 with a bottle with no water. And let me know what you think is best. This is sound A, and I don't know what these are. I'll be able to go back and view it and all that stuff, so just say sound A, B, C, or D if you do want to participate. Sound A. Sound B. Sound C. And sound D. You may not notice too much of a change because I was tapping a little bit oddly between C and D, so I'm going to run those again actually. Sound C. And sound D. So for voting purposes, go off of those last 2, C and D, not the first 2, because the first 2, I had a weird angle on the bottle that I hadn't quite noticed until after I kind of looked down. But anyway, I hope whatever you guys are doing, you have a great time. If you're asleep, stay asleep, unless you need to wake up, and if you need to wake up, seriously, wake up now. However, if you don't need to wake up, just drift off. Again, ignore what I said. Fall back asleep until you have to be up. Have a good night, evening, rest, relaxation, XYZ, etc., etc.